Hello, welcome aboard everyone. We've got ourselves a new race in this 2023 Metroid Dread tournament. For that category being all bosses, no major glitches, we have ourselves a winner's bracket match between Arkandy and Exception. Things are going to be extremely exciting. Whoever wins this gets a direct access to top 6, a guaranteed top 6 finish, and a match in winner's semifinals versus B-Dog. So lots on the line here. Always an important match when we get to that stage of the tournament. Players are always getting a lot better at this point, so things are about to get heated, things are about to get great, and we've got ourselves two great runners facing off today. Exception and Arkandy, they are ready to start very soon. And they're both on their way. So Dread, the start is going to be very basic. Both players playing on rookie mode, so lots of missiles to open up the very first bosses that we're going to have. Lots of ammo, which is always going to be extremely, very much appreciated, especially for Corpius being the first true boss of the run. And we've got ourselves the first few movement optimizations throughout the run. Those ledge hops, always trying to repress the jump button to instantly hop above the ledge that you just grabbed. Those slides, those melee attacks to get these light boosts. And of course the tech smashing that we're gonna have a little throughout this run, not much. On the subject of mashing, Arkandy, who is definitely one of the best in the world at this job. And we will have the opportunity to see this throughout various bosses into the run. That room, that first climb room, is always a very good indicator of a runner's capabilities. Exception having a few more troubles, but nice slides and nice hops around those enemies, and they're on their way to face the first boss of the game. So running all bosses, you have 30 bosses that you need to defeat in Metroid Dread, including every single Emmy robot that you can have. So that first broken Emmy, which is just pretty much the tutorial and the introduction to that mechanic. Very trivial, pretty much just explaining you what happens when you get your Omega Charge. That special weapon that allows you to neutralize these enemy robots. A charge shot in the head and it's defeated. And that's the first boss of the game in 1 minute and 50 seconds. Things are looking pretty easy so far. And we're going to see ourselves a first pseudo wave to get towards Corpius. Pseudo waves, which is this trick where players are going to slide and jump right after and try to shot a beam through the wall, which they both did incredibly well, very, very fast. And get access to that shortcut a lot earlier than what players usually are able to if you were to play the game in a more casual way. Corpius, that boss is always very, very annoying. A few more phases that you gotta do for this boss. Arkandy doing very well in that first phase, 15 missiles in the face. And then once the camouflage is activated, things become a lot more tricky. You could finish it in one cycle, but not enough missiles in the head for Arkandy. 26 missiles required to finish that second phase, but Arkandy needing a little refill, breaking that orb on Corpus's tail, and he's acquiring himself that Phantom Clock. Exception hot on his heels, a good fight as well. Only 2 missiles needed after breaking the orb for both runners, which is very, very nice. Okay, let me try if I can just try and synchronize the streams.
Uploading data.
This is going well. Okay. So now, some more exploration throughout that first area of the game, Artaria. Both runners doing a little bit of sequence breaking with that pseudo wave. Now are finding themselves in that first ME zone, with the ME robot actually not being active since we did not enter from the quote-unquote right side. So just walking easily through those rooms. We're gonna see a nice slope jump utilizing that clock on our Arkandy screen. Having a little trouble on this one, which allows exception to just get through first. 4 or 5 tries for Arkandy allows exception to just pull ahead with a very nice first try. That jump is a lot trickier than it looks like. Utilizing the clock to just remove, or rather reduce the amount of horizontal movement that we need to do from like the backfire that you get whenever you slide on a slope. But Arkandy pulling ahead again, just through that little single wall jump that both players are able to do to get above this ledge. On their way to acquire their second upgrade, the Charge Beam. Charge Beam that we're going to utilize throughout our entire run. First, to just escape this room. Charge Beam that allows you to break the plates that are on these doors, slightly more resistance than to a regular beam. Having to backtrack through the area where they just arrived. So far, a pretty close and nice race. We've seen a few hiccups from Arkandy, allowing exception to keep it close, which is very nice. Always entertaining. Already 6 minutes into the run, things are looking pretty nice for both runners so far. Not many mistakes and some very clean movements from both sides.
Uploading data.
Alright, apologies for the delay. So both runners now encountering their first central unit, those central units controlling the ME robots that we're going to see throughout the runs. Have to break the protection first with some missiles and then some beams to deal with the brain, acquiring the Omega Cannon once again. Now, not only do they have a charge, but they can also just shoot a regular beam, having to break the faceplate of that white ME, and then again a charge shot to get rid of it entirely. Arkandy pulling ahead a little, Exception having to be very careful because he's not totally breaking that faceplate, almost getting caught from that one, but he's got it under control. Some time lost, but at least avoiding what could have been a very, very costly mistake. Getting grabbed by that Emi robot could be absolutely devastating. Escaping from its grasp is extremely hard, so you definitely want to avoid this as much as possible. And having acquired that new upgrade, which is the I can't actually remember the exact name of that upgrade, but it pretty much just allows you to grip on these magnetic walls, these blue surfaces. Both runners are going to try a damage boost to not having to not use this moving platform at the top, which Exception does very well on that first try. Again, Arkandy having a few more troubles and having to utilize a backup, but eventually doing it without too much effort. And they're now on their way to the second area of the game, Artaria. More exploration to be done. These first 30 minutes of the game pretty much are just lots of backtracking, lots of item collection. We're pretty much just trying to get set. This is the farming stuff part of the run. Is being the hot region on this planet ZDR, so we're going to encounter some heated rooms, which I'm expecting both runners to go through them. There's one that could save a second if they decide to take that path. I'm definitely expecting Arkandy to go for it, Exception as well, but who knows? Maybe they could allow themselves to just lose that second for some extra safety, which is always understandable in this kind of situation. Also the last time that we got to talk to Adam, so goodbye. It was nice knowing you, but no more tech smashing throughout this run now. Oh, very nice damage boost to get that wall jump for Arkandy. Some really, really good optimizations. Looking at Exception, who is doing the same setup, missing the wall jump unfortunately, but still managing to get his way up. Arkandy taking the heated room path. Gets it nice and clean, no problem, a lot more than enough health. Entering their second Emi zone. Green Emi, a little bit on the path, but not enough to be a concern for Arkandy. Pretty much just sliding underneath, no issues. Even if you get detected, you just have so much time to escape it. Oh, that was actually a good pattern for Exception, but missing his jump, he's getting caught on this one. But once again, Emi not fast enough to catch up with you, so both runners just pretty much escaping Emi's range regardless if they got detected or not. A little high five here. Arkandy starting to pull ahead slightly and looking for a hell pseudo shot. Trying to get a pseudo wave underneath that little generator. Not getting it, so he's gonna take the usual path. You only have so many tries for this one, like 3 or 4, considering you pretty much just have to go through some heat and constantly take damage from this extreme temperature, so a little bit of time loss, but a risk that is very much worth the reward when you can get it. and we're going to fancy ourselves some Adam skip here. So we're gonna have a series of buffered wall jumps from Arkandy and a frame perfect melee on that right side wall, having to chain these two wall jumps, that melee, and a few more buffered wall jumps to reach that magnetic panel, which he does on his third try, I believe, which is very nice. We're gonna see exception. That looks like a first try, and it is. Very well done. Saving a few more seconds over Arkandy, catching up slowly but surely, and as I say that, a few troubles with that slope. The slopes are always annoying in this game. If you find yourself being caught inside of it, you just lose all of your horizontal speed and things can get very hectic. But third and first try, masterclass from both runners. And what this trick does, it does pretty much two things. First, it pretty much allows runners to not have to go for a huge detour in Cataris. So that pretty much saves at least a minute. They can just instantly go to that section. And it also just pretty much disables every other Adam encounter that we could have throughout the run, because on that detour that they do not have to do, there's an Adam room that usually you would need to go through, and Adam blocks you in the room when you're here. Exception, getting caught and missing the parry on both occasions. Now that's a very costly moment, and I did not catch, I wasn't watching his screen as he got caught, but I already know how he got caught. Green enemy always spawns in that position, and a slight mistiming, a slight misposition can get you in big troubles, and Green enemy is such an annoying brat at this point. How many runs, how many deaths has this robot given to people? Every runner knows the pain of this of that specific moment, I'm pretty sure. And now we're finding ourselves in, once again, a new area. I was gonna say Barania, but no, that's not how this game works. This is Dairon. There you go. Not finding our path in Cataris, we pretty much just have to go on looking for new things. And it's exactly what we're doing in this new area, but seems like the power went out. But there you go, Arkandy finding the power station, because this is exactly how everyone designs their power generator. Just stick your arm cannon inside it, I guess, because surely everyone must be equipped with one, and then the power can be turned on. And our new upgrade, a beam upgrade, the wide beam. Instead of having only one projectile, you find yourself with 3 shots, which is always going to be very nice, both in terms of damage and in accuracy. This wider shot makes it a lot easier to kill those enemies, any kind of enemy for that matter, and also will allow you to push these charge wide beam blocks, and also open the wide beam doors. And a very quick encounter with Yellow Amy. Goodbye. It was nice knowing you. Arkandy making a beeline for that exit, not wanting to deal with that ME whatsoever. But it's fine, we're going to see that robot a little later. Both runners now in possession of that mighty weapon. They're making their way back to Catalyst to get rid of green ME that we saw earlier. And once again, a nice central unit fight for Arkandy. Acquiring that Omega Charge once again. Perhaps we're going to see some fast strat shenanigans. No. Safe, but still very fast strategy for Arkandy, which is pretty much the basic one. Just get your back to this wall and shoot green enemy as it climbs towards you. Very safe and still really fast. Like, there's a more optimal strat that saves, I think, like 2 seconds, but it is incredibly hard and risky. The slightest of mess up could just cost you all the time that you could have saved, so very sensible play. And we are now a ball. More ball finally acquired. It took us more than 20 minutes to get our hands on that iconic item, but finally we can make our way through these narrow tunnels and continue on for this adventure. Escaping that region, more exploration coming up, leaving Cataris back to Artaria. Both runners deciding to skip that missile pack that is on the way. We've got pretty much 2 types of missile packs in Metroid Dread. The red ones that will give you 2 missiles and the bluish ones that will give you 10. Naturally, it is a lot more optimal to get the blue ones, like the one we can see on exception screen right now. And 44 missiles, honestly, is already enough pretty much to finish the run, but there's going to be 2 other missile packs that are going to be on the way. So runners could decide to pick them up, but I don't see either of them going above 50 at any point. 44, like exception has, is already a lot more than enough to finish the run. Although seeing that Arkandy did not even pick up this one, I'm assuming he might be picking up the both blue missile packs that are close to Gravity Suit. If anything, he might as well just pick up only one of them. I wouldn't be too surprised. Next item in line, the Varia suit. Finally, no more worrying about these heated rooms. Flames be damned. Hell is a lot cooler now. Now, that's what Exception would love to say, as this entire area seems to be crumbling and exploding around him, but We are fine, we are speedrunners, everything is cool, except when you fire your beam inside this tunnel and only 1 out of 2 blocks breaks, which is always one of the most annoying things that can happen at this very position, because you find yourself just hanging on the ledge being like, alright, what do I do now? I need to go back down again to shoot another beam. Always an annoying moment. That double block is... It's once again one of these check moments where like anyone who has played this and went through this area hundreds of times when we speedrun this game, it's like, we know the pain. It hits hard. Like, we are with you, Exception. If I may say, you are no exception. Alright, goodbye. Oh, nah, yours is even better. Alright, back in Cataris, through these heated rooms, Vario suit acquired, no problems. No more fearing the heat. Arkandy making his way through this area, going to fight our next major boss, Kraid. A pretty majestic appearance for that specific Metroid game. A very nice and complex fight for that Kraid. A very unique iteration in the few Kraids that we've had in the Metroid saga. Arkandy combining that charge plus missile to get rid of that first phase as soon as possible, and those nice single wall jump utilizing the morph wall strategy. Always a beauty to see. Reaching that magnetic plate on the wall, and pretty much at that point all you have to do is just avoid Kraid's attack. But Arkandy taking the fist, still firing his beams, he's good to go, no issues. Bit of time loss, but he already had enough damage to pretty much have a comfortable ending to this fight. Exception doing amazingly well for that first phase, and again, he's close, and he's got it. He's a top. Very well done from the two of them. And Diffusion Beam now has been acquired. The item that Kraid was hiding behind is huge back. Diffusion Beam, which is pretty much just not that exceptional. It pretty much just does bubbles. Let's say a little explosion when you fire a charge beam, which is going to allow you to, deal a few more damage to enemies that could be hiding inside walls or break those blobs like you're going to see on Exception screen right now to get yourself out of these rooms. Some more item farming, some more progression throughout the planet. Back to Dairon. We're going to see ourselves a early grapple beam. Nice wall jump, nice coyote jump. No issues for Arkandy. That coyote jump mechanic in Metroid Dread that allows you to jump while you're actually in the air as you're sliding down the platform, which allows you to gain that extra distance to get over this entire lava lake. And we're going to see Exception do the same. A point that isn't this hard, but runners should be used to doing this, but a slight mess up, especially on that second point, and if you're going down in the lava, you pretty much you have to reset to the earliest checkpoint because you're not making it out of this lava alive. You're just taking way too damage. You're actually taking more and more damage as time goes on. And Arkandy, oh, I did not notice, but actually looking for some missiles right now. That's kind of unfortunate, and Game not being so kind and not wanting to give it to him. There you go. He now has access to that room. Grapple beam acquired. Some more fun stuff to come with that grapple beam. Some more movement optimizations as well. Yeah, actually thinking about it, grapple beam isn't that entertaining unless you're playing unrestricted. And as quickly as we arrived, we're just departing as fast. Exception Arkandy leaving this area with the grapple beam. Thank you very much. We out. That early grapple is going to allow some more, again, quote-unquote sequence breaking. You're technically not supposed to get a grapple beam this way, but it's always going to be very, very useful for a few more places. And it's time to say hi back to an old foe or friend, depending on where it spawns. Yellow Emmy, which is the boss that pretty much holds the speed booster whenever it's actually going to detect you. Okay, nice use of the Phantom Clock for Arkandy to dodge the vision from the Yellow Emmy, which could have been very dangerous. When you get the spawn that Arkandy just got, you pretty much have to utilize that camouflage to get away. Exception getting the same spawn but not getting the grapple, and things now are getting... Oh, that was extremely close. We saw the little arm from Yellow Emmy trying to pretty much latch onto Exception. He's getting away, but not enough time spent away. And the door was still closed. Exception once again fighting with an enemy robot and not making it out alive for the second time. Not his friends today. I hate you. Pretty much what Exception must be saying to these guys. And a second encounter. Things are just not going his way. Please let a parry be out. No. Oh. The struggles continue. Fortunately pulling behind more and more, but still no, shooting a little too early to actually get away. Arkandy bombs in hands is gonna make an easy escape out of this area and comfortably grows his lead again and again over Exception. Finally a good spawn for him, and he's not gonna have to worry about Yellow Emmy this time. But gosh, that was painful to watch. Always the worst spawn. It is the runner's fault for not moving around well that quote-unquote bad spawn, but still, just don't give me the bad spawn. We do not want to have to deal with this. Unfortunate scenes again and again. This is the kind of moment that can pretty much just break your mental for the rest of the race. We have about 40 to 50 minutes left in this race, and it feels like it's already over to some extent. Arkandy, who has been doing nothing else but what he does best, just cruising through this game, constantly making his lead bigger, now finds himself in such an even more commanding position after these events. I'm feeling like this is pretty much the kind of moment for Exception where you just have to accept what happened and somehow try to put it behind. Just play like you have nothing else to lose. Just play through the game and hope for the best. As if the race just started, you know, everything that was before, it's erased, it's gone. Just right now, you started playing from this moment. Everything that happened before was just a lie, and go on, go on, go on. But new area now, Barania. We're gonna see Arkandy going for that bomb jump over the pressure plate to get access to that flash shift earlier. And okay, getting it, I was a little worried that last. It looked a little bit tough for him, but he got it. Not too many troubles here in the end. Flash shift acquired. It is time to move even faster. Up to 3 flashes in a direction. You can actually just flash back and forth if you want to, but it's not like it's going to be any useful. An ability that we're going to utilize all the time. Literally, when you have a single second, you're going to use it. Some more pseudo waves utilizing a different method, the auto turnaround. And a nice water bomb jump for Arkandy, making his way out of Barania as quickly as he arrived once again. Showing us a very wide palette of strategies and optimizations. Nice grapple shot for exception to move around and get above these waters a lot faster than what he would do if he just simply walked into them. Very accurate he is on these grapple shots. Coming up now to that early flash shift pickup. Both runners having the grapple beam, they could just simply go underneath and pick up the that upgrade in the regular way, but doing that trick could save them a little over 10 seconds, but unfortunately for exception, it's not working in his favor right now. That attempt looks a little better. Yeah, he's got it in the end. Damn, that little session from Arkandy was sexy. Those flash shifts into the ledge grab, it's like perfect mastery of his angles and height. Another central unit always utilizing this mechanic of a fast charge plus missiles to just optimize the amount of damage he does, and the weaving now coming into play. Weaving being just pretty much mashing regular beam shots and alternating with your missiles to optimize the amount of damage that you're doing. And time for another Emmy fight with Yellow Emmy this time around. Fortunately, whenever you start hitting Emmy with that Omega charge, or rather that Omega stream, it suddenly just becomes so slow and it's a lot easier to aim at it. A shot in the head and it's defeated, and it's time to have some more fun. Flash shift, speed booster, it's about to get quick. As if it wasn't quick already. Exception now almost an entire area behind, but definitely not broken by the things that have happened. He still has that movement on top, doing those nice optimizations. Super clean movement from Arkandy. Chaining these 3 flash shifts together is incredibly tough in the sense that you have very slight delays between each flash shift, and if you just have that delay being a little too long, you're just gonna have to wait for your A on energy to charge back. But perfect timing management between these flashes. Crisp movement all around. An exception. Now is your turn to get redemption and get your revenge on that damn robot. Flashing his way out of the central unit room and positioning himself to get rid of that stupid enemy. Arkandy storing that spark very well, releasing it at the perfect time. A shot for exception, and he's done. Arkandy now fighting that Chozo robot again, utilizing this spark. Fortunately not having the right timing to get enough distance. Oh, close. Being very aggressive on this one. He's got to be careful though, because he's running low on health, one shot away from death. He should have it by now. He's got it. Scary scenes that got a little out of control, if not totally out of control for Arkandy, probably not expecting himself to have to face his enemy in such a way. The Shine Spark being extremely useful to defeat these bosses, many of them being sensitive to this ability, which does crazy damage. Exception having a better time with this Chozo robot than Arkandy did. And slowly but surely, bosses are being defeated. Every single Chozo robot, every single central unit. Actually, I don't think central unit count as bosses. I can't remember. I don't think they do. Considering enemy robots already count as bosses, I don't think central units do. Very nice Shine Spark conservation for Arkandy, getting it zooming through these tunnels. That first morph to get it through. Oh my god, he's moving! What is he up to? Lord, have mercy. Oh, that was amazing. I was not expecting the chain back. Wow. Okay. He's moving. Oh my lord, what is that? That was so good. Utilizing the speed all the way to the eye door to just defeat it that way. Wow. Oh my lord, and I can tell him my brain is rusty. What the hell is the name of this boss again? It's not even like I haven't killed it thousands of times myself. One cycle. Just even thinking about one cycle doesn't even help me. God damn it. Oh my lord, Arkandy, what's happening with this one? Moist spore spawn. I actually like it. My boy has been sponsored. Arkandy attempting that one cycle Drogiga. Surely he's gonna get it now. There you go. Boss has been defeated. He's got enough missiles to go away without too much fear. He's out. Took a bit of time, but he's got it in the end. Exception, now is your opportunity to save some time. Those slopes, always a big deal. That first grapple shot was very nice to just come back on that platform, but just flashing a little too early and getting caught into this slope. Gavaran now for Arkandy. He's gonna have a yet another fight with the Chosen Warrior. We'll have the opportunity to charge a Shine Spark. Yeah, opting to melee that enemy to get some refill. That ammo very much needed, and ooh, Arkandy perhaps not having the right timing to charge that spark. Might have been on the edge of losing it, but he's got it. And now some missiles are in order to get rid of this warrior. Nice slide through, just dodging this slash through the matrix. Probably some iframes still in the works. On his way to grab our next upgrade. Red doors no more. Say hello to opening green doors with those super missiles. Exception, having to be a little careful, taking a little too many hits even for my own liking, and there it is. Taking the death for this one, missing too many shots, just shooting to the door, and just constantly running into the Chosen Warrior is definitely something you want to do, because you definitely take less damage hitting yourself against the robot than you would do if you're tanking his attacks, but unfortunately here comes a point where just you pretty much have to dodge what it's throwing at you. And we could have a repeat on our hands, but no. Close. Finishing, I think, on 0 missiles. Oh, okay. I'm a lot more familiar with this game. This is Metroid Fusion HD. There you go. You upgrade Plasma Beam. Now is the time where mashing becomes the fun. Plasma Beam's a very, very powerful upgrade that allows your shots to go through every single enemy. You know, your beam doesn't go through walls, but it does go through enemies, so you pretty much just can line up everything that is on your path and deals a lot more damage. A new fight with a Chosen Warrior this time, and Arkandy utilizing both that mashing and weaving to his advantage. Very fast fight. Nice. Nice speed keep from Exception, taking it all the way to the eye door. This one in particular feels super, super hard. Great movement from Arkandy throughout this entire section. An extra water bomb jump to get ourselves up to this ledge. On our way to get our ice missiles a little earlier than what we expected. If he can actually back himself up there, nice. Nice usage of this flash shift against the walls. Utilizing once again a Shine Spark to get rid of the armor of that central unit. Some more weaving to get rid of the brain in itself. Omega Cannon in hand. Blue ME that we barely saw is on for a nasty surprise. That's some great tracking. Very nice fight. Let's see what Exception does now with that speed keep again, all the way to the to that water bomb jump. Unfortunately missing this door. Has a little chance to go on again. And that's the annoying Emmy pattern. There we go. Perfectly just timing it so that he doesn't actually have to get a super precise morph above Emmy. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Arkandy's storing his ledge warp now. So what Arkandy did was that he tried to morph on the same frame that the little animation of Samus just stumbling or trying to steady herself as she climbs the ledge. When you do that and stay in morph ball, you can actually just store your coordinates. And if you go from morph ball to standing mid-air and in the same direction that you did your store, you can pretty much just warp back to where you did that store in Arkandy. Nice. Getting the store in itself isn't hard, it's having the confidence that you got it. One more Chosen Warrior fight, utilizing that Shine Spark to get rid of the first health. That was Expedition, you know, just send him back. Just send him back to Ravenpeak. Send him back to where it came from. Because just... that was so fast. Exception having a few more troubles to store that ledge warp. Being a little too early on that morph. There you go. He's got it in store now. And he's making his way to the spin boost that I did not even mention when Arkandy picked it up, since I was focusing on the ledge warp in itself. Spin boost, which is pretty much just a double jump ability. Very important to make your way to this ability as you're staying morphed, because naturally, if you unmorph at any point, you're going to lose this this ledge warp state. Arkandy making his way back into Barania. Nice speed break. Oh, unfortunately not getting the Shine Spark all the way to that next slope, so he's gonna have to go back up. Bit of time loss here. An Exception not getting the ledge warp. I did not catch if he released it wrong or just did not have the store. unfortunately just feels like troubles just keep on piling up on him. So he's gonna have to just go back the normal way. There we go. That shows a warrior not too much of a trouble. Doesn't have... It's not that it doesn't have much health, but having the luxury of storing a spark to get rid of its first half is always very nice. Arkandy acquiring that gravity suit, no worries anymore about having to go through water. Flashing, speeding, do anything you want inside of that water. But, I mean, you know, liquid water, it's fun. How about we have a chill? How about we just go back to the first area of the game and suddenly everything is frozen? Exception a little too low on that shine spark, could have made it all the way. Arkandy once again gonna be looking to store a spark right before yet another Chose a Warrior fight to get rid of the first half of this enemy's health. The red warriors, who do a lot more damage than their regular gray enemies, or gray friends rather. But it is no issue for the Portuguese giant. Exception once again with a nice speed keep, very nice diagonal spark onto that slope. Going all the way, a lot less troubles than Arkandy for this one. But the ladder surely is not giving up. Nice speed keep throughout this entire area, getting the speed booster all the way. Beautiful sequence. Wow. Okay. No, that's a flex. I'm sorry. What are you? Okay. A short charge to get your speed booster here. Now that's something. I love it. This is the kind of thing that you only see Arkandy go for, honestly. It's such a minor... It feels like it's such a minor time save for such a hard trick. Arkandy making his way back to an also frozen Cataris, while Exception is making his way to the Artaria Chozo. No problem with that Shine Spark whatsoever. Getting it into the hole can be a little tricky, like the timing of the jump and making sure that you don't actually release your Shine Spark by accident can be a little awkward. It was nice to see both runners getting it without any troubles. Arkandy now fighting Z57, the new major boss. Boss that actually doesn't provide you any upgrade once you defeat it, but a very interesting fight. Arkandy perfectly utilizing the, once again, the charge plus missiles combos to optimize his damage, and he also got lucky because Z57 can just swipe its claws at you up to 2 times before doing the like, you know, that laser spit. But Arkandy getting the luxury of not having to deal with this unfortunate RNG, but on his end, having a few troubles to dodge these waves. Still enough time to charge his Shine Spark and get rid of the boss. The lava is now flowing again. All the ice has disappeared, and we are back to normal ways. Very nice speed keep through this room. Same thing for exception. I really like using the spark there. That's actually a smart strategy. I would assume it's more optimal to just wall jump around so you don't have to deal with the bonk animation of the spark, but at the end of the day, you actually just save yourself the potential hustle of having to deal with the enemy that's up top, like we saw Arkandy struggle with earlier. So I like this from exception. Well, I guess I'm lying. Technically, beating Z57 provides you the screw attack, because as you kill the boss, everything gets a frozen and you have access to the screw attack. It works, it works. Not many more items to collect now for our runners. We're closing into the last 15-20 minutes of this race. Unfortunate for exception. He got the good RNG to start off, just no swipes, but now he gets the two of them not getting the good RNG all the way through. He does land some good shots, but not lucky enough to go all the way. Arkandy storing his speed booster to really sit and go all the way up to this room. Without space jump, they pretty much just have to utilize that Shine Spark to get all the way to the top, which Arkandy did brilliantly. It's very much not an easy thing to do. And the fight with the Barania twin robots, where having the plasma beam very much is a huge advantage, because you can pretty much just tank the damage that they deal to you while you're shooting all of your plasma shots. Both robots being dealt with almost at the same time. We're pretty much on a boss rush moment with lots of complex bosses that could go wrong just in a single second. Now time for Golzuna, probably one of the most iconic bosses for Dread speedrunning. A boss that can go very well and also very wrong. Extremely precise speed boosters to go. Nice first from Arkandy. Getting through the enemy's hitbox, utilizing those invincibility frames, and nice Shine Spark to get rid of the boss, and then the last one to get rid of the Corex. Perfect fight for Arkandy, acquiring those cross bombs from Golzuna. No shenanigans from the big thing. Arkandy saying, "I am the big boss." Time for Exception now to make his way up there. Okay, nice spark up. Those double bomb jumps, no issue. Could be a little problematic from time to time. And now the Barenia robots, same mechanic, always better to just throw yourself into them to simply just tank the damage that their armor does rather than taking the damage from their abilities. Well done by Exception to get through all of this. Ooh, nice slide and flash for Arkandy to get through this enemy. And even just pretty much manipulating this entire room the most perfect way so that that enemy that was up top doesn't cover the door. Barenia, the new target now for the leader of this race. Or Hanubia. Wait, no, this is Barenia? Yes! Some knowledge is left. Not that everything is gone. Alright, come on, Exception. Time for him to defeat Golzuna. First Shine Spark is in, and nice timing on that turnaround. Golzuna being a troll. It's fine, he's got it. Nice. Still a well-controlled fight from Exception. That was looking a little awkward just for a moment as Golzuna turned around, but he's got it under control enough time to release that Shine Spark in the back. And acquiring his own cross bombs. Arkandy now cruising through what I genuinely find like the most fun area of the game to play with that specific set of items. Screw attack, flash. Lots of funny stuff to do there. Storing his own Shine Spark once again into a new boss room for SQ, a boss that gets completely annihilated. A Shine Spark to enter, and then right after, utilizing that screw attack to pretty much just get the enemy stuck in such a position that you're going to instantly defeat it. A boss that I am sure has caused many issues to all of us in casual play, which is why it just feels like an absolute pleasure to get rid of it in such a way in a speedrun. Storm missiles acquired, more firepower, but as always, more ways to move around the map and having to break these multi-lock doors. And a new double robot fight coming up for Arkandy. But this time, once again, utilizing a Shine Spark to kill that first robot a lot faster. And this is just absurd. This man is a machine. The speed at which, and like the comfort and speed at which he weaves is just incredible. Always a pleasure to witness. Nice movement with the cross bombs, always releasing them at the perfect moment to get the slight boost. Even making it all the way with this jump. And the last Emmy zone of this game where purple Emmy lurks and can just detect you and shoot you from very far if you're not careful. Last central unit, you know the song. I guess Arkandy maybe doesn't know it. Unfortunately, missing his store. He wanted to store yet another speed booster to get rid of the armor, and he's just gonna give up on it. Charging a speed booster in this room is possible, it's just very, very tight. After a few failed attempts, Arkandy resorting back to the usual strategy. Charge and missile and screw attack against the brain to just get rid of it. One last session of Omega moments. purple enemy, a fight that can be very dangerous if you unfortunately just miss one too many shot. Exception. With SQ, this boss barely lasts 2 seconds. It's amazing to watch. Oh, almost got that 2 cycle. Fortunately, not getting it in the end. Arkandy, no issues, clean. Oh, I say clean shots, but oh wait, I think no, never mind. He had to go for the backup, kind of. Had to jump over Emmy to make sure he doesn't die from it. In such close quarters, it can be very easy to just move a little too much, or rather think that you're gonna have the kill, but good presence of mind from Arkandy to just understand that he did not have enough hits to finish this fight and jumping over Emmy rather than potentially taking a death. Now it's Exception turn with the Ferrania twins. Good spark to get rid of the first. And then the lineup with the plasma beam. Nicely dealt with. Nice movement from Exception through this room. Can be a little awkward with only having spin boost as your ability instead of space jump. And demonstrating how this fight should